and welcome to the Irish Arsenal GOONER podcast. It's Thursday, the 2nd of March. I'm your host, as always, Jonathan Giles. A big welcome back to my weekly guests, and where it all started off, John Media. How are you, John?
Not too bad, Johnny. Not too bad.
A nice romantic one, too.
Yes, it's been a long time, Johnny.
I had Craig to myself 2 weeks ago, so hopefully this goes as well as that.
All about the therapy he's having and the Valium he's been diagnosed with. So, so he'll survive. He will come back. It will make it stronger, don't worry.
As others rudely dying with their missuses, me and John here are doing all the dirty work tonight. Great to have you back on, John.
Yeah, you lawyer. I heard what you said behind your back.
This will be John's last show after this comes. He's probably naming how to get a quick P45 before the show starts.
Absolutely.
As always, you can catch our show on the Dublin Arsenal YouTube channel, and also follow us on Instagram, where Martin Stumble adds daily content, and of course back on Spotify as well, and all other social media channels as well. Thanks to our sponsor, as always, clubgolf.co.uk. Use Dublin Arsenal 10 for a 10% discount. The Bruce Retro gear is still in stock, and I think they've got a few new items as well, so it's worth checking out. Anyone big into golf. Catch all the matches throughout the season, as always. You'll see John and the gang there in the River Bar, Dublin City Centre. That's rocking lately, John, isn't it? With us doing so well.
It is, yeah. I have to be honest, it's bouncing. Big crowds coming in. The atmosphere is electric. It's fantastic to see. Even
Martin was saying on the show on Sunday, says you nearly need to be in half an hour to an hour early to get a seat. Now it's gone that.
And then down the back. Exactly. If you leave it too late, yeah.
And you've probably been around as well. And I know Brian was over from the US, but a lot of US Gooners are. There was I don't know, were you there for the latest that came over?
Well, I was there when Brian came over. It's I'll just say we're getting a lot of visitors in. We had a few Americans in last year. We had some guys from Singapore and Malaysia last year. This is the benefit of having the supporters club on the official Arsenal website. If you go anywhere and you fancy watching an Arsenal match, go on the website. They'll give you the address where and the contact details of the local supporters club. And you can always pop in and watch a game. And as you say, this podcast helps advertise our club in Dublin. It's great. It's absolutely brilliant to see all these people coming in from all over the world. It's brilliant.
It's great to be recognised. I know Ozzy and Craig were recognised after the podcast in the last game they went to see. So and a big shout out to Daddy Ozzy as well. So if you're listening, your son isn't here tonight.
Yeah.
But it's great to see that we're being listened to, though, and I know yourself, you've got mates as well that are listening to us week on week. They like what we're doing, so it's nice to be recognised. Yeah. The stats from Sundays was a bit down because Joe Saracen were getting all the pre-match vids ready for the Everton game, so they prioritised that sadly over us. But give them a look at Pat McLaughlin, is the lad's name that looks after all the content on joesaracen.com. So give them a like and a listen. They're up to over 1,000 subscribers now, which is quite good. Our own stats from Sunday was 58 views, 2 likes, and we've gone up to 2,870 thousand subscribers now, which is not, we've come a long way from March 2 years ago, as for me and John were saying before we came on here. So please give it a like and listen. And any comments, good or bad, if you'd like to see anything added to our show, please leave them in the comment box underneath our video from tonight. Be much appreciated. I know Martin's about half an hour into his show. Beyond the Last Man, the Women's Super League, beaten 2-0 by Chelsea women there on Sunday, but we're playing them again on Sunday in the Intercontinental Cup, is it? I think it is.
I think it is, yeah. Isn't the strike big time there? The Dima and Maids.
Yeah,
because of
big loss.
They get in the January window, but weren't able to. And it's hurting them. It really is. It's hurting them, which is it's a crying shame when you consider how still in the Champions League and struggling now to get into the top 3 for the Champions League this year. So it's a crying shame. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for them.
Our Irish Gooner, Katie McCabe,
Yeah.
Saw her Sunday, she had another good game, but a real true pro, isn't she? She gives it everything she's playing in that.
Yeah, but it's really hard. You have two big strikers on this, and it's just winning goals is tough at the moment.
Yeah, it is. But I think it's two ACLs, isn't it? The two girls.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
I think.
That's him. They'd be lucky to see the end of the season if at all.
Yeah, they're trying to make the World Cup, but it's a bit optimistic, isn't it? It's you're looking at about good 6 months, aren't you? 3 to 6 months, if not the best part of a year, nearly, isn't it? Yeah.
If they miss the World Cup and come back fresh for Arsenal next season.
Fingers crossed. But we know our very own Katie McCabe beat the Irish team.
They're such good players. They deserve to be at the World Cup.
They are, yeah. And they deserve all the recognition. And it's great to see Martin doing a show dedicated to the women's side, because there's so much content for the men's one.
With them already, and they deserve it. It's long overdue.
And fair play as well with the video highlights as well, which gets thousands of views minute it goes up. Shows how popular the women's team is. And he'll be previewing the upcoming Europa League away leg next Thursday against Sporting Lisbon. I think he's going to that. Actually, got tickets there yesterday. So
he's dead.
I'm a bit jealous actually, because hopefully, I don't know, they're getting a bit of a cold blast as well. Europe's getting a bit of a cold blast, which is unusual. So hopefully there'll be tomatoes and lettuce available to bring home from this one. Bit of a shortage going on here.
He's well used to the cold. Don't worry about
it. He was hoping we get Red Bull Salzburg in the next round, but sadly Roma put them out. Thanks, Jose. So give Beyond the Last Man a listen. The show will be available tonight with our own as well in the next hour or so, to be up on Spotify as well. On tonight's show, we'll be reviewing our 4-0 victory at home against Everton last night. That was our game in hand. It was supposed to be played in September, but due to the passing of the Queen, it was called off due to American respect. And also we'll be previewing the Bournemouth game, 3 o'clock kickoff, which is rare. It's rare seeing all these 3 p.m. games, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's very unusual these days.
We never usually get it. So that's on Premier Sports 1, which is great for us here in Ireland. You don't have to go looking for a link and so on. Last night's game, 4-0 at home, goals by a cracker by Saka, first goal, and Nelly in the last 5 minutes out of the set. It leaves us top at 60 points, 5 cleared of Man City, both for 25 played now. So a third of the season to go now. We're in the running now. As person said after the game, we're starting to look like it's going to be between a straight shootout between us and City. 5 points, very correct though. I thought Everton held us good in the first 40 minutes. We I thought it was going to be a red card. Wasn't it the elbow?
Wasn't an elbow. Your sound's breaking up, Johnny.
I've seen them going. Seeing them decisions, where it could have been a red, but once the Saka, the floodgates were down open, and it's going really well. Trossard and Jorginho was fitted in like. Trossard that beautiful for the third goal. It's been a great signing. I didn't think he fit in as quick. Make it a game.
Game of 2 halves, Johnny. I don't think 4-0 flattered us a little bit. 2-0 at half time definitely flattered us. As you said, Everton made things very, very difficult for us in the first half. And it took a fantastic goal from Saka, some great play from Zinchenko. to get us in the lead. Excuse me. And then we got a gift for the second, just on the stroke of half time. Gay fell asleep. It was originally given offside. Great finish from Martinelli, but Martinelli and Saka were alive. The Everton players just stopped. They stopped playing once, and I've no idea. Deutsch will run amok on all of them. And Arsenal continued playing. We played to the whistle. And VAR for once came down on their side. So 2-0 at half time. A little bit flattering. The second half was a different story. We played them off the park. We were at a different level altogether in the second half. Party came on and ran the game. Odegaard was taking up some fantastic space. Zinchenko, he's not a left back. I don't know what he is. He's playing right side midfield, left side midfield.
Yeah, he's playing everywhere, isn't he?
Yeah. He didn't play with centre forward, and I'm amazed he didn't do that. He was exceptional as well. And the goals eventually came. So a fantastic second half. Well, 4 could have easily been 5 or 6. 5 points clear. And we're all dreaming, boy. We're all dreaming.
Yeah. I know every paper I picked up today, Zinchenko got a 9.
He's incredible.
Not a left back. Yeah.
I've been saying it all season. I don't know what he is, but he's brilliant. I'm delighted to see him in an Arsenal jersey. I really am. Yeah,
I think, I know I've said this on previous podcasts as well. I think from being coached by Guardiola and being part of Premiership winning teams under him, you can see that's fed off, can't you? Like, you can see the experience he's gained.
And Jesus, players have been there and done it. This is why Jorginho is another really good signing that way, because he'd be brilliant for the dressing room, especially in the last 7-8 games when, what do they call it, squeaky bum time, when names really start to play. These players would be invaluable in the dressing room. But you can see how much they want it as well. Great players don't rest on one title or 2 or 3. They want them all. And this is the kind of attitude you want in your dressing room. So it's great to have him. Great to see him playing so well, back from injury. And can't wait to see Jesus back as well. So bring them on. We're going to be better side after this international break in a few weeks' time. I'm just praying Brazil don't call Jesus.
Oh, please don't. Yeah. It's just the international break is going to be a bit of a pity, because hopefully it doesn't break momentum, but I don't think we're in such a roll now after the World Cup break, how quickly we bounce back into it again. I think the rest on us.
I just say it breaks up the momentum, but it's the same for all teams. It's the same for everybody. I'd like to say it's a good thing, but first game back is Palace, second game back is Liverpool. If it had been the other way around, who wants to go to Anfield first game?
No, sorry, the first game back, is Leeds. Sorry, John.
Leeds, is it Leeds, then Palace?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got that one. But that's to me, that's a good thing. I wouldn't be like going to Anfield without a couple of games under the belt. It's gonna be tough enough going there. So just keep the momentum going. And I think from last night, you got to praise Ramsdale. He was alert to everything that was thrown at him. Everton did have chances. You can't take that away from them. We got the way we play. We're very much front footed, and we do really our defence is exposed, so chances are going to come. Luckily, our centre halves and Brent White have been absolutely superior most of the season, and Ramsdale has shown, especially last night, with some really good saves. He's a good goalkeeper. Again, it's a good unit. But going forward, Martinelli worked so well with Trossard now. It gives us something different from Eddie. Eddie's been superb from us. It'd be easy to sit there and criticise him, but he doesn't link up to play the way Trossard does. But he's been brilliant for us in the games that he's done. He's got some important goals for us. But Trossard seems to be bringing the best out of Martinelli. They interchanged quite a lot last night, and it took Everton a long time. They just couldn't handle it. We eventually found the space and broke them down. So it's great to have those options. I was looking at the bench last night. Stronger than it's been in a long, long time.
Yeah.
It really is. That Smith Rowe was back. Brilliant. Let's get him some time on the pitch.
Yeah, he came on like a new signing, isn't he?
Oh, can't wait to see him playing when he's fully fit. So
nearly forgot about him. because that 11 is fit.
It's easily done, especially when the team's playing as well as they have. But he'll give us an extra dimension as well in the run in. So it's towards keep it going.
Yeah, because with it being the game in hand, it was vital that we won that, and it was sweet revenge.
You got to win your games. I mean, you're in the hunt now. You know, you got to keep the pressure on. The pressure's on City now.
Yeah, they have to keep winning.
You know, that's the win now. They're looking at. They can't afford to slip up. They're in a proper title race.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of shocked Guardiola. We've come from literally nowhere, from struggling to get forward last year.
Well, we know what the
squad
wasn't strong enough. The squad is different this
Yeah,
year. That was the issue last year. We all saw how good this team was, the potential of this side. I don't think anyone saw the title challenge in it. We thought it might have been a season too soon.
Yeah,
but we'll take it. We'll take it.
Take it all day long. Yeah, because the way Dwight McNeil had a shot in the second half, and the way Ramsdale superbly saved it, but it was like the way the crowd erupted. It was like a penalty save in the last minute. You know, it's like it was so incredible to hear the noise. Now, you know, he's becoming a real crowd favourite, Ramsdale, as well, isn't he? They love him.
Everybody, the fans are turning up, and they are 100% behind the team. It's incredible the atmosphere to start the game, and it's going on right throughout the game now. It's incredible. We can feel it, we can taste it, and it's absolutely incredible to be there and be a part of it. And I can't wait to get back.
Yeah, the last game I was at 2 games this season. Leicester City at home, which was a cracking win, and West Ham at home.
Yeah,
and it's just a different. Even at the end of last season, was at Leeds and Everton in the last home game, and there's this with the Ashburton crew and down at the front. There's a different buzz being brought. You know, Arteta's brought a whole new energy.
Yeah, he has, and he's reconnected the club with its fan base. Because we'd lost that. Let's be honest, we'd lost that over the years.
Yeah,
and he's worked incredibly hard to do that. Not just with the way he's put this team together, but he has introduced an awful lot of things off the pitch as well. So he deserves a huge amount of credit for that. But a good side will do that. It will unite the team, and it's a good young side. It's very hard to point at. You know, I can't remember a team that was so liked, so popular.
Yeah,
there's no one in the squad you can turn around and say we hate, because they are such a good bunch of lads. That's the way they come across.
Yeah.
Everyone's 100% behind them. It's incredible. It's fantastic to see. And as I said, it's great to be a part of it. Even here in Dublin, you know, you're watching it on TV, you feel a part of it. It's fantastic.
You do, especially in the supporter club. There's a different feel. It's like these days in Kate's Cottage. There's just that.
Yeah.
Isn't there? There's a vibe again. Yeah. There's an expectation now, where the expectation was to criticise a team. It's to roar them on now, because they see there's a plan now.
Yeah, challenging. You know, we're underdogs in this challenge. Yeah, challenging.
Yeah. It's great. It is great to see, and it's the smile on the players' faces. Even last night, even the Trossard and Jorginho, they've settled right in. You know, it's nearly they've been a part of it all season. You know, you can see Trossard putting his arm around Saka at the end.
He's been a very clever signing. Very clever.
Yeah.
Jorginho has experience, and he'll come in useful.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And he'll help take some of the miles off and pressure off Partey, so we can manage his game, especially in the run-in. Trossard, I think, a very, very clever player. We can go back to Brighton for a few players, because whatever way they do that scouting, they the kind of players that would fit really in well with us. So with Ben White and him, that's 2 really good caliber signings we've got from Brighton.
Yeah.
Doubt if it'll be the last.
Yeah, especially Moses Caicedo, which I'm kind of glad we didn't go for in this window, because he's not proven as such. You know, we made a boo-boo with Pepe, and I think it was a wise decision maybe just to take Jorginho just for the last half of the season, you know, just for the run-in. Experienced players.
Let's worry about the summer after the season. Let's keep our focus on this. Because you can't keep your eyes off this Arsenal team at the moment. That's just so bloody good to watch. Yeah,
it's great. It brings a tear to your eye, but even just the way we come out of the blocks now. Like, what's epitomised Arsenal this season was Saka closing down Gee for the second goal, nipping the ball off him.
Everton took their eye off the ball. They slowed down. They were waiting for a free kick to be given. Saka and Martinelli with a live. There's no whistle. Keep playing. That's just perfectionism and it's hunger. And it's throughout the side has that. The whole side has this. So that's as I said, Deutsch will run him up and his defence over doing that. You play to the bloody whistle. You taught that when you're a child, for God's sake. The first time you play football, you play to the whistle. And Saka and Martinelli were alive and they got the reward for it. Thank God we had VAR. They actually gave us one. They deserve it for just being alive. But this is, you can see the hunger in the players.
They wanted revenge.
They wanted
for that 1-0 defeat, didn't they?
Yeah,
big time. I thought Everton tried to slow it down with Onana with his antics going down every time someone went there, you know, and that stopped. The minute we got the first goal, there was panic in Everton. You could see this could be a rout, you know, because with the legs open.
They had chances.
Yeah.
That's not mince words. They did have chances.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Because we're so front footed. If you get past our press, you're gonna have a chance. But like I said, luckily enough, our defenders have been really good, and the goalkeeper's been a really good last line of defence this season, and he stood up last night. He was just as valuable to us last night as Partey and Odegaard and Saka.
Yeah, and it's good to see Partey, isn't it?
True team effort, yeah.
Yeah, true team. From the bench, from the starting 11 to the bench, it's great to see everyone working, and there's no sulking anymore. Players sitting on the bench when they have to be rested, and you know everyone comes on as a collective.
Yeah. If you sit down and sulk, you're not going to be on the bench again.
Yeah.
You know, when you take it, when you get a chance, you got to take it. Simple.
Yeah. Because places are so coveted now in that starting 11, aren't they? It nearly picks itself now.
It's nearly easier to get into the first 11 than it is to get a ticket.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and it's the first time an Arsenal manager has had that headache. That he has a settled 11.
He has a settled 11, but he has a 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 if he needs it. As I said to you, you're looking at the bench. There's half a dozen players there who, I wouldn't mind him on the bench. I don't mind him coming on. I don't mind him coming on. He can do a job for us. You're not just looking at a bunch of, with all due respect, untested young players or overpaid players who just aren't doing it for us. You're looking at a group of hungry players both on the pitch and on the bench, and not just hungry but quality as well. And that's the first time in a long time we've had that. And
if players still to come back,
that who still has to come back. Yeah, that's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big for the finish of the season.
Yeah, it's great. It is great to see because we've had a few cold wins over the last. Winning the league, there's a difference.
Yeah,
the league is different, isn't it? Yeah,
but it's different when we're challenging. It's a different vibe,
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Yeah, it's
different for us.
Yeah, like to think it's 19 years since the last one. It's just.
We've had a few challenges.
No, it's great.
But this one's the real deal. This is
different. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a different vibe to this.
It reminds 03, 04. It reminds you a bit of that. The team they've got that winning mentality week on week now, and they're so young as well. It's the age of the group. He's built a great group that can go for seasons now. And we're not a selling club. Most important, we don't have to sell your top player every year like we were.
I know there's rumours Saka's deal is agreed. He hasn't signed it yet. Saliba, we see him down as well. So there's still a bit of work to be done there. But I don't think we'd be any mug when it comes to selling players anymore. I think the club would be wanting you give us what the market value. Well, let's be honest, we don't want these players to go anyway. We want them to
don't want to
sign these contracts. Yeah. So let's get them bloody signed. Sign that thing. Get it signed.
Tie it down. Yeah. Get it. I think Edu's done quite good, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we are. We've had a good. The last 2-3 transfer windows now has been really good. Yeah.
The owners are back to
very few Jones. They put their money where their mouth is. and they've picked the players that we were searching for that will fit into the Arsenal way.
They're doing Arteta. Let's be honest, though.
Yeah.
You live and die by your signings, and it's only right that the coach has a say in what's going on. But himself and Arteta and Edu seem to have a good relationship, and they both have the same vision for the club. So that's been very important as well. But the owners have backed them in the transfer market. All the criticism. It was a good one. We've all given them criticism over the years. They deserve a little bit of praise for backing the manager.
Yeah, true. Yeah, definitely over the last few. Yeah, in fairness, they have given money when it's needed. It's been used sometimes in the right way, and obviously the one that stands out is Pepe. But we were never to know that he wasn't going to be such a big flop. I very rarely.
Edo wasn't.
I haven't heard much of him on the. Yeah. But look, we've made up for it now. We've got Jesus now and Zinchenko, and that blots it over a bit. But yeah, look, when Jesus comes back now, hopefully, probably more realistically for him, you're hoping fun him away maybe. Palace maybe at a push, but I prefer
international break. I think hopefully, as I said, I hope Brazil don't pick him. I hope he's left at home.
Yeah,
the Palace game could be at the very least on the bench. I hope.
Yeah, I prefer him for the last 10 games for the run in. Being honest with you,
I don't care if the last 8 games. Let's get him back.
It'd be where I'd like to see him. Liverpool away. I think he'd be quite vital in.
Let's be honest, it's going to be tough. We don't have a great record there, but we've got to get past Bournemouth first.
Yeah. Before we move on to that, John, your man of the match from last night.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give it to Saka. It's easy to give it to Saka. But he deserves it. He's just outstanding. You can give a mention to Odegaard for running the game. You can give a mention to Partey for the difference he made when he came on in the second half. You can give it to Ramsey for making those saves. I know it finished 4-0, but he made some great saves. But you got to give it to Saka. There's times when he's unplayable, and he's developing a really hard edge because the referees aren't protecting him at all. He's basically the most foul player in England, and the refs just let players kick the legs off. And he's had to develop a hard edge and a ruthless streak, and he's just fantastic. Just sign the contract. Come on. Sign the contract.
Like when you're playing in such a good team like this Arsenal team over the last 6-7 months now, why would you go to anyone else? Because there's such a plan in place here. The project is so promising, isn't it?
And he signed the bloody contract. I'll show a party when he does. He signed the contract.
Saka before the international break. Just do it.
Yeah.
No, I'd be very confident of him signing. I'd be very confident now. I'm sure it's just a matter of putting pen to paper now. As you can see in him, he loves playing for the Arsenal, doesn't he? He's not a money grabber. He genuinely loves.
You hope that carries some sway, but he is an Arsenal boy.
I'm going to give man of the match as well to Bukayo Saka, because that first goal was just, it's just what a finish. That's a boy playing with confidence. You can see everything he hits now. He's confident, and he's grown in such a short space of time into a fabulous footballer. I haven't seen this in a long, long time in an Arsenal shirt. It brings a tear to your eye,
It's exciting to see him, yeah. It really is, yeah.
And we've got such a great young bunch of English lads, which I'm proud to say, in the Arsenal team. It's a good mixture. Smith Rowe, when he came on, was like the reception he goes like an Henri and Bergkamp will get, like he's one of our own. It's brilliant. Really is great to see the different age groups as well going to see the Arsenal as well. It's such a young generation now, and long may it continue. Big shout out to the Ashburton lads to make great atmosphere again last night.
Yeah.
Even in freezing temperatures, they keep it going. Kept the Everton fans quiet, yeah. And it's looking worrying for Everton. It could be they've only scored 17 goals.
Yeah, they did a dogfight with Southampton and Bournemouth to try and survive. But this is what happens. There's goals being everything. We don't score goals, they're going to struggle, and they are definitely struggling. And
they're compared to our transfer ins and outs, their transfer policy been really terrible, hasn't it? Like it hasn't worked at all. Yeah. And look, we concentrate on ourselves, but you'd hate to see a big club like Everton go down, but these things happen, don't they? Like Leeds found it out. It's tough to come back.
Yeah, it is.
Really,
Yeah, it is. Exactly. It's dog eat dog in the championship. Yeah.
Yeah. And that, as I said, that victory last night, Leeds is top with 60 points, 5 clear City. We're just playing City, I think it's April the 26th. That's a midweek game.
April, yeah.
And then it's a tough April. There's Liverpool, City, and Chelsea at the end. But the way Chelsea are playing, you never know. Things can turn. But I think we've a nice cushion there at the moment, and it's in our hands now, which is nice to see.
No, this is 8 points. Move on.
God, I can just spell that. I'm just looking at the 2003-04 badge up on my wall there. Great times. So those goals, our top scorer in the Premier League is Gabby Martinelli with 11, Bukayo Saka with 10, and Martin Odegaard with 9. So it's a nice, everyone's chipping in with a nice amount of goals. I'm sure Jesus would have been probably our top scorer only for. But look, he does a lot more than score goals, Jesus, as we've seen.
Yeah.
And he's great link-up play. So all Arsenal fans are just wishing him to come back, speedy recovery, and it looks like he's well on his way as well. That brings us on to the preview of Saturday's game against Bournemouth, 3 o'clock on Premier Sports 1, which I'm glad to say. They've had a few Arsenal games, actually, the last few weeks, City and the game there at the weekend as well. I was actually in the River Bar for the last game we played against them. Was back in August, 3-0. Odegaard got 2 and Saliba scored.
I won the goal, yeah.
It'd be close to the goal of the season contenders. It's that far back, but I remember Zinchenko going like, "Don't do it." Our own Mark Travers was in goal that day. A good Irish goalkeeper. They're struggling. They're in 19th with 21 points. I think Gary O'Neill has only won 1 match since he took charge proper. It's just a sadly, I hate to say, but it's a championship team playing in the Premier League, and that's what you're going to get. I think they'll make it tough for us Saturday, but like Everton last night, I reckon we'll break them down, and I think when the first goal goes in, it could be.
Well, the first goal is going to be important. They're going to. You'd imagine they're going to come and do a really deep block and try and deny your space behind the fullbacks and try and catch us on the break. I don't think the game plan is going to be too much different to Everton. They're not as physical as Everton. But again, it's all about doing our own job. As you said, Everton made us struggle for 40 minutes last night. Bournemouth could do the same, so it's about being patient as well. We should beat them, but we should have beaten Brentford. We didn't. So you got to beat the teams that's in front of you. So it's about being patient and taking the chances when they come. I do expect us to win, and I expect us to win comfortably. But as you say, and we take a while before the first goal goes in, and if we get 1, I think we'll get 2 or 3.
Yeah, you'd fear the floodgates open for Bournemouth. Yeah. I'm sure they might stick in. Certainly, they might stick in Kiefer Moore, maybe up front, because his height, he does cause problems. But there's one player too, like in the Bournemouth team. He scored against City on Saturday. He was in the Premier League with them the last time, and he holds their midfield quite well. He doesn't mind putting the foot in, but I just don't think Bournemouth have enough quality there.
As you said, they weren't expected to come up when they did. I got them promoted against the odds. They didn't really invest that much last summer. That's why I thought Scott Parker was maybe a little bit harshly dealt with, because they were, as you said, the championship team got them out with a little bit ahead of schedule, and they're not ready for Premier League football. You can tell that by the number of goals they've conceded and the number of goals they've scored. But you said you have to be professional against these sides. You still have to do the job. Get out there, get the first goal, and hopefully give you the confidence to move the ball quicker and get a second and a third, and maybe a fourth, because goal difference could tell in the end as well. So.
Yeah, City are starting to batter teams now, because they know come down to goal difference in their hands now. yeah, I'd probably go, if it was betting man, which I am week on week, I'd go with 4-0. What do you think, John? Your prediction?
I'll take it. I think 3-4. Well, again, I think we need to be
Yeah,
patient. I won't be like the fourth and the
yeah,
fifth
you
minute
need.
onwards. I think you need to be patient. A bit like last night. Get the first one, and then hopefully grind them down and get the second and third.
Yeah, it's our March fixture list after Bournemouth is Fulham away Sunday week. Then I think that's a 2 o'clock game, and then it's Crystal Palace. I think that's at the same time as well. Vieira coming back to us as well. And then it's the international break then as well. So yeah, it's a big 3 games. You know, I think Fulham away is probably in the mid is a tricky one away because Marco Silva's done a good job there with Fulham.
Yeah,
They've surprised me how well they've done.
In the European places. They're not a million miles off top 4, believe it or not. So again, you got to be professional. But let's worry
Yeah,
about
it's true. Yeah,
let's worry about Bournemouth. Then we have the UEFA Cup next week as well. So back to Europe.
yeah, big one. It feels so long. November the 5th was the last game. It feels like an eternity, since the last one. Yeah, so it's great to have it back in the French players getting a run, especially Turney and Co. It'd be nice to see playing against Hector Bellerin. And I know that's our favourite as well.
Yeah.
I know Martin is covering that game on Beyond the Last Man, so give that a listen to as well with the girls. Anything Arsenal related transfer wise, John, or anything you've heard?
I don't want to talk about transfers till this season's over. It's just great to see Smith Rowe back. It's great to have Smith Rowe back. Longing to see Jesus back in an Arsenal jersey. And as I said, everything's looking good at the moment. Team's ticking over nicely. Players are coming back from injury. Squad looks stronger and deeper than it has in a long, long time. Everyone's there. Fans are right behind the team. And we all have our fingers, eyes, and legs crossed. So bring on Bournemouth.
Yeah, it's we've got, believe it or not, in the last 14 games we've more home games to play than away. I think we've only got like 5 or 6 away left. So
you've got to beat whoever turns up, and as you said, a couple of big away games. Liverpool won't be easy, and we still have to go to see some big games there.
Yeah, I think when you're at the top as well, John, I think you'll agree there won't be any easy game now because every team will want to shoot you down. Because we've been.
And you don't know, names will tell as well, and we've been along. These players haven't been in this position, so
none of them. Yeah,
that's where I think the experience has been. So, as I said, I want to see, this is the games you want. You want your team to be involved in games like this, in challenges. Yeah. This is what you want. So all you can do is enjoy the ride and hope for the best. Keep it right.
Yeah, no, it's great. No, it's great going into the River Bear and actually you're going into a game, everyone's buzzing because you're top of the league and there's something to play for, and it's just great to see the buzz again, because it's been a long time coming.
Everyone's feeling the names.
Yeah, and long may it continue, and we'll be next Monday will be our next show. We'll be reviewing the Bournemouth game and then the preview of Fulham on Sunday then as well. Last month, aside from football, February was dedicated to the Irish Cancer Society. I dedicated every show to the passing of my late Uncle Sean, who sadly passed away due to cancer there, to be 3 weeks on Monday coming. This month I'd like to dedicate the shows to Deborah, Dr. Yee. It's an awful form, it's where the skin blisters and they need it's constant bandaging every day. As they grow older, their skin stretches and sadly it blisters really badly. I think the girl was called Claudia. She was on the Late Late Show there Friday a couple of weeks ago with Johnny Sexton.
Yeah.
So it kind of move. I have to say it does kind of move you when you see a teenager going, she'll be out enjoying themselves and that, So I thought she a great ambassador for that charity, and hats off to Johnny Sexton as well. And I'd like to dedicate this show to Deborah Yee. It's called. So of anything, any donations will be welcome to that website. It's all dedicated to every show this month to that. Listen to our show as always on the Dublin Arsenal YouTube channel, and it'll be up on Spotify as well over the next couple of hours. I'd like to thank John. Thanks for your contribution tonight, John.
Thank you, Johnny. Yeah. I'll look forward to my next return in about 5 or 6 months' time. So I'll look forward to it.
Is it?
As you rotate the squad around.
I'm doing Mikel.
It's so frustrating when I don't get the call, Johnny. It's so frustrating.
Eamon was out tonight with Cam Barlow in the Knicker factory in the Rovers return. I hope you enjoyed himself tonight. You can catch us again next Monday coming. So until then, have a good weekend. Enjoy the Bournemouth match, and thanks for listening and watching.
Take care.